วัสดีครับ Good morning from Bangkok, Thailand. It is 9 a.m. here in Bangkok. Very good morning to all participants in Africa, Europe, and Asia time zone. Good afternoon to South Pacific region, and good evening to Latin America region. We wish you are all in the safe mode and stay in the good health in your country. Welcome to AITC online training course, training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory, funded by Thaiga International Cooperation Agency or Thaiga, and implemented by Office of Industrial Economics OIE in collaboration with National Food Institute NFI under the Ministry of Industry of Thailand. My name is Mr. Charlie Kansri, or you can call me Charlie. I will be your facilitator and moderator throughout this training course. Before we start the program, may we ask your kind cooperation by setting your name on the Zoom application to be the country name followed by underscore followed by your name, as I show on my Zoom Thailand underscore Charlie. As for today's program, there would be the session of the opening ceremony, begin by the welcoming remarks from the representative of Thaiga, then followed by the opening remarks from the OIE executive. After that, we will show you a short video presentation and your short greeting for all participants to this training course. Now, let's start with the opening ceremony. May I invite Ms. Hathai Chanok Siriwattanakul, the Director, Human Resources Development from Thailand International Cooperation Agency, to deliver the welcoming remarks. Ms. Hathai Chanok from Thaiga, please.
สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or Thaiga, I would like to join the Office of the Industrial Economics, Ministry of Industry, in welcoming all of you to the online international training course on training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory. First of all, I would like to give you some information about the work of Thaiga. Thaiga is an agency under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. We are designated by the Royal Thai government to be a focal point on coordinating and implementing development cooperation program through sharing Thailand's best practices and experiences to other countries around the world. Thaiga is committed to continue providing forums where Thailand's experiences and good practices can be shared with other countries. The online training course is one of our flagship programs. They are categorized under 4+1 themes, namely food security, sufficiency economy or SEP, climate change, public health, and other sustainable development goals related topics. This online international training course on training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory is categorized under our first and highlighted theme, which is food security. It aims to contribute participants to focus on food security management in rice mill factory, development of rice mill technology in Thailand, especially on environmental friendly and green productivity in rice mill factory technology, value added in rice mill product and package development. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that the knowledge and experiences you will gain during the next 4 days will be useful and practical to the your country. Moreover, I do hope the connection that will be I do hope that the connection that will be established among all of you and the Office of the Industrial Economics, Ministry of Industry of Thailand will remain as an active platform in exchanging ideas and experiences and will be carried on after the end of this program. To to facilitate that, I would like to introduce our Facebook page named TIGA Fellowship and Alumni. In this page, we share updates and information which our alumni may find useful, such as online courses and TIGA activities, tentative training program. Therefore, I would like to invite all of you to visit and like the page. Last but not least, I would like to express our deep appreciation for kind cooperation from the Office of the Industrial Economics, Ministry of Industry, in making this course possible. Thank you very much, and สวัสดีค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ Thank you very much, Director Hattai Chinok, for your welcoming remarks from TIGA, the main sponsor to organize this training course. Next session, there will be the opening ceremony delivered by the executive from the Office of Industrial Economics. May I invite Ms. Payao Kamuk, the Executive Deputy Director General from the Office of Industrial Economics, Ministry of Industry, to deliver the opening remarks. The Executive, Ms. Payao Kamuk, please.
สวัสดีค่ะ มิส หัตถย ชนก สิริวัฒนกุล Director Human Resource Development Thailand International Cooperation Agency (TIGA), representative from Office of Industrial Economics and National Food Institute, Ministry of Industry of Thailand, distinguished guests, participants, and lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to Africa, Europe, West Middle South, Southeast Asia region. Good afternoon to South Pacific region, and good evening to Latin America region. On behalf of the Office of Industrial Economics, Ministry of Industry of Thailand, it is my great pleasure to extend our warm welcome to all distinguished guests, participants around the world, and lecturers to the online international training course, training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory via Zoom platform, and the Office of Industrial Economics OIE in collaboration with National Food Institute with support from Thailand International Cooperation Agency (TIGA) under Annual International Training Course or AITC, which offer not only the training experience but also a platform for exchanging ideas and establishing professional network among participants from across the world that focusing on development topic of Thailand expertise. Currently, this training course fall under the theme Food Security. Ladies and gentlemen, Asian region is rich of agricultural products, especially rice, which is the necessary food for consumption. New development agenda for the regional integration among countries allow an opportunity for quality of life and higher income generated. As the world food consumption increase over time, the development of food industry, especially in rice, which is the first value chain of Asian region, should be accelerated to gain maximum efficiency use of agricultural products. In order to strengthen rice development, stakeholders should improve their plantation and production throughout the chain, starting from farm to industry in rice mill factory. However, the different stage of development, the competition of each developing country may affect the capacity of entrepreneurs in rice mill. If they could obtain the appropriate support, the development of rice mill industry would speed up. and benefit on stakeholders involved. Since most people in the world have similarity in common for consumption of rice, it would be very useful if this country could take opportunity to share and exchange as well as learn from each other for the development of rice production. They could cooperate to share common knowledge in the area of practice in rice development, such as plantation, post-harvest, and supply chain management, technology and innovation, energy saving and clean productivity. Therefore, it is necessary to have a common strategy for enhancing productivity and environmental performance simultaneously to overall socio-economic development. The application of appropriate productivity and environment management tools, techniques, and technology would reduce the environmental impact while enhancing profitability and competitive advantage. Therefore, the international cooperation project entitled Training to Enhance Manufacturing Technology and Clean Productivity in Rice Mill Factory was developed and organized by Office of Industrial Economics, the Ministry of Industry of Thailand, with the aim to share Thailand's knowledge and experience on food security management in rice mill factory, focusing on environmental friendly and clean productivity technology, standard development, value creation, packaging development. It also aims to build capacity and develop cooperation network among developing countries in the field of rice mill technology. Even we are in the midst of new normal circumstances due to the outbreak of COVID-19 and located far away in the different time zones across the world. Still, we can get connected by digital technology via Zoom application. During 4 days of training course, apart from comprehensive and intensive lectures by the proficient experts, there will be opportunity for participants to discuss, learn, and share experience to gain better knowledge in relating the manufacturing in rice mill. Pre and post evaluation activities will be formed for illustrating the successful outputs of this cooperation activity. Last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the project team for their hard work and great contribution to this project. I also would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all participants for your kind participation in this international cooperation project implemented by Thailand. On this special occasion, I wish this online training course a great success as deliberated, and I declare training to enhance manufacturing technology and clean productivity in rice mill factory open. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much, the Executive Deputy Director General, Ms. Payao Khamuk, for the opening remarks. And now our training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory is officially started. In order to prepare the participation of this training course, our team project will show you the short video presentation for the agency who conduct this international cooperation. The first video presentation will be the introduction of the Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or TICA, under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. It takes about 5 minutes. Now, let's watch on the TAICA video presentation.
Global and regional challenges have inspired Thailand to become a trusted partner and a true friend in international development cooperation. We aspire to share our experiences, lessons learned, and accumulated knowledge during our development path to other countries near and far as a provider of sustainable and effective official development assistance, or ODA. In the 1990s, Thailand reached a milestone in our development cooperation by becoming a provider of ODA. To reflect this new role, Thailand International Cooperation Agency (TICA) was set up under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, with the responsibility of overseeing Thailand's official development assistance and implementing development cooperation per the aspirations set by the government, the Thai people, and the global community. At TICA, we have been playing an active role in providing international development cooperation, particularly in Thailand's strong sectors such as education, public health, agricultural and rural development based on His Majesty King Bhumipon's sufficiency economy. Currently, TICA has implemented various development cooperation projects and provided a number of postgraduate scholarships, training courses, and study visit fellowships to Thailand's neighboring countries, as well as other developing countries in Asia, the Pacific, the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. Thailand's international development cooperation places the demands of our development partners at the core. Each country's needs are matched with compatible experience and expertise. We provide bilateral development cooperation and work with other providers of development cooperation under triangular and regional frameworks to ensure that projects and activities are practical and realistic in order to make a lasting, sustainable, and global impact. TICA has been dispatching Thai volunteers overseas to foster people-to-people connections with our development partner countries. The Friends from Thailand volunteer program also expands opportunities for the Thai public to take part in Thailand's growing development cooperation. In addition to bilateral and triangular development cooperation projects, TICA organizes annual capacity building programs through provision of short-term training fellowships under the annual international training courses AITC, postgraduate scholarships under the Thai International Postgraduate Program TIPP, and the discussion forum on various approaches to development under the Bulgaria Roundtable International. At TICA, we hope to see a future of narrowed sub-regional and regional development gaps, a more competent workforce, fairer distribution of income, lower barriers in trade and investment, and enhancement of transport connectivity. At home, TICA is the lead agency to liaise and administer Thailand's official development assistance. It is transforming itself into a learning organization ready to deal with the changing environment, both domestically and internationally, in order to fulfill our commitment in international development cooperation. Thailand International Cooperation Agency, building bridges for global sustainable development.
And that's the first video presentation of the Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or TICA. The main organization in Thailand who provide international cooperation across the world. The next video presentation is the introduction of Office of Industrial Economics, the leading organization for the industrial development in Thailand. Now, let's move to the second video presentation.
Office of Industrial Economics, or OIE, was established on September 5, 1991, as the country's leading agency on industrial development towards sustainability. Provide policy recommendations, guidelines, and measures, as well as prepare the country's industrial development plans. Provide policy recommendations, define positions and guidelines for cooperation on international industrial economics, and attend meetings with international organizations and agencies on industry. Study and analyze industrial economics to use as the basic information for policy making and planning for industrial development, as well as solutions to problems or development of industrial technology. Analyze, conduct research, forecast, and provide warning of industrial economics. Coordinate, accelerate, follow up, drive, and evaluate the results of industrial development. Formulate survey policies, storage, and usage of industrial information, as well as prepare industrial indices, and act as an information technology center of industrial economics. Undertake other duties designed by law as office authorities, including other duties as assigned by the Minister of Industry and the Cabinet. Organization chart was established in accordance with the changing direction of industrial development. For efficiency and effectiveness in line with increased emission, OIE divided the operation of internal agencies with their responsibilities as follows. Internal Audit Group, Administrative System Development Group, Office of the Secretary, Division of Macro Industrial Policy, Division of Sectoral Industrial Policy 1 and 2. Division of Industrial Economics Research. Division of International Industrial Economics. of Industrial Economics Information and Indices. Moreover, all internal agency will also work in collaborate with or support work of other related agency or as assigned. In all roles and duties, Office of Industrial Economics is committed to develop the organization and industrial sector with responsibilities to enhance competitiveness, drive the country towards stability, prosperity, and better quality of life for people based on sustainability.
And that is the video presentation of our Office of Industrial Economics, the leading organization for industrial development in Thailand. You can follow our website and our fan page as you have seen on the video presentation. Last but not least, there is the video introduction of the National Food Institute or NFI, our co-organization, who is the specialized agency of the food industry in Thailand. There will be about 4 minutes for the video presentation. Let's watch the video of NFI.
The food industry has played an important role to the country's economic system. It helps in adding more value to the products in other industries. Various countries in the world have taken their advantages in technology, labor and capital into the development of their food industry in terms of quality of food taste, nutrition and safety to attract higher demands from the world market. The National Food Institute, or NFI, was established on the 15th of October 1996 as a network organization under the Ministry of Industry to promote and provide services for the development of the Thai food industry. NFI focuses on creating value of Thai food industry in the Thailand 4.0 model by enhancing innovation capacity, developing supporting system for SMEs and large enterprises in responding to the government policy, which aims at enhancing the standard of Thai food industry to be well recognized in the international market. NFI provides advice on the quality system, manufacturing safety, product evaluation, technical and academic trainings, research and products development, policy and modern in-depth research, useful data, as well as integrated product development for commercialization and standard certifications for manufacturing and products. According to NFI past performance, which has resulted in better development of Thai food industry from street food businesses, community enterprises, health clinics and factories on their standard, hygiene, safety and quality, which is turning Thailand into one of the world's leading food exporters. The number of Thai restaurants have continuously increased worldwide, and Thai food has become more popular among foreign tourists. NFI has planned to further enhance quality, standard, nutrition, integrated logistics system and human resources in the food industry in the near future. It has placed an importance on upscaling the business and creating value added of agricultural products, promoting collaboration in food industry at the regional and international levels, to creating a network of Thai food restaurants and international markets. In addition, NFI has initiated the project on the development of future food industrial estate called the World Food Valley Thailand, where advanced technology would be used for food production and food processing to increase value, which would help reduce production costs and create sustainable business networking. NFI is also ready to establish a food industry connection and networking center for commercialization called the Window of Thai Food, as a first model to provide an integrated services for food industry in Thailand for commercialization in a concrete manner. Since quality food industry leads to stable national economy, NFI has given great importance to enhance the capacity of Thai entrepreneurs by arming them with major weapons to be like warriors in the battlefield of the world food industry. To push Thailand forward to be one of the top 5 of the world's largest food exporters, making Thailand kitchen of the world.
And that's all for 3 video presentation of our organization who conduct this international training course, and you already knows about that. But this time we would like you to introduce yourself to our program. At this moment, there are 91 people around the world who participated in this program. May I start with Latin America participants from Costa Rica, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Peru? If you stay with us, just raise your hand or... Okay. Hola, thank you very much. Good morning. I know this time is the evening time in your country. After dinner time, you may feel a little bit sleepy, but please pay attention for the next lecture. Thank you very much, participants from Latin America. Next, very early good morning to Africa continental from Mali, from Senegal. Okay, very good morning. Thank you very much. Sierra Leone participant. Algeria. I got it. Nigeria, Egypt, Seychelles, and participant from South Africa, but they are staying in Thailand. Thank you very much, participant colleagues from Africa. Next, from East Europe, Hungary. Have I seen our colleagues from Hungary? Our staff is checking you because we have to check whether you attend by 80% throughout the course or not. Thank you very much. Next, we move to Asia continental. Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, from South Asia. Thank you. Good morning, all colleagues. Next is Middle East from Oman. I have seen my colleagues from Oman. Good morning. From Turkey. And Turkey participant just emailed me yesterday, I remember. And then Pakistan colleagues, and India and Nepal. Okay, thank you. Next is Bangladesh.
Hi, thank you.
Thank
Good
you very
morning.
much. Thank you very much. Good morning. Next, move to Southeast Asia. Myanmar. Mingalaba. Thank you. Cambodia.
Hello, Mr. Hello, everyone.
สวัสดีครับ
Yes.
Xin chào Việt Nam. Indonesia. And Mabuhay, Philippines.
Mabuhay. Good morning.
สวัสดีครับ And good afternoon to Fiji colleagues from South Pacific. Good afternoon from Fiji. Okay, I have seen you. Okay, thank you very much for all participants. We will get together later on for the next session. As you may know that we have to check for 80% of attendance, and the Taika asked us to ask you to do some little homework by doing the pre-test. Our staff will send in the text message for the Google form of the pre-test before we starting our lecture on the topic 1 on food security, topic 2 technology of rice mill, topic 3 is standard of food, and topic 4 is value added in rice mill. There are 4 scores of the rate of the pre-test, beginning by none, fair, good, and high. Just only 4 scores. And there are only 17 questions in the Google form that we would like to ask you to pay attention and fill in as your knowledge, your background, or your expertise in this topic, how much you gain this content before you attending this course or not. Please take your time. And our training course from lecture 1, food security, by our expertise lecturer, Dr. Vishian Lerth Pathanakrit, will start in about 20 minutes from now. It will be 10 a.m. in Thailand, but you can count from now for 20 minutes. At this time, you can have a short break for 20 minutes by doing the pre-test, drinking water or coffee or orange juice, and we will meet again in 20 minutes. Thank you very much and see you.
สวัสดีครับได้ยินไหมฮะสำคัญมากเลยถ้าไม่มีนี่อาจจะเปิดแล้ว
สวัสดีครับ Welcome back to our training class on training to enhance manufacturing technology and green productivity in rice mill factory. Today's session, in the morning session, there will be the lecture one on the food security. Participant colleagues, are you ready to study with us? Okay, I think you already ready to participate in our workshop, in our training course. The first topic on food security to be with us today, he is the very special position in the food security. His name is Dr. Patrick. He is an information technologist and public administrator with a PhD in public administration from Ramkhamhaeng University in Bangkok. He obtained a master's degree in information technology management, which specializes in management of technology and international capital markets from Kim Mongkut Institute of Technology in Thailand, and also bachelor degree in political science, major in public administration, minor in business administration from Ramkhamhaeng University in Bangkok as well. Dr. Vichian, he has more than 30 37 years experience in information technology and public administration. He is respected figure in the industry and regular contributor in various international conferences and publications. As a speaker in food industry, such as Food Tech Asia, Food Ingredient, and he is a writer on information technology integrated food industry research. He has been worked with National Food Institute or NFI Thailand almost 10 years. Now he is participating with several projects, including Feed at UN project, with blockchain technology portal and foods and loss, foods and waste. He also working with the project to raise funds for develop young entrepreneur called the project Thailand Innovation Challenge 2021. Thought for food, and currently he is a consultant for digital media company to upgrade digital technology in order to improve business operation. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, participants, please welcome Dr. Vichian Patrick.
Hello.
Hi, good morning everyone. How are you? Yeah, it's my pleasure and glad to see you here today. Even we are far away from another side of the world. And I would like to thank you for the three organizations that make today happen. The first is Thailand International Cooperative Agency. And the second, Industry Economic of the Ministry of Industry. And the third is here. We are at National Food Institute. That is my past workplace of me here. I'm working here, and like today I'm returning home. That's we are part several months. But I think it's very good occasional that today we will learn together. I would like to say sharing more than studying, I think, and we are very good luck that we can learn together from Zoom, and we have many countries from all of you that could tell me that I mentioned the country that you are live now. And so we have more than 91 country participants and more than several countries, many countries from the various area in the world. So we can learn together. Unfortunately, today is pandemic years or COVID years that we can see side by side, and but anyway, it's happened. I think it's a good beginning for us that we can see and we can learn each other more. And I will try my best today to sharing the knowledge that we're going to share with you for the topic that was prepared a month before. And the topic today that my responsibility is food security. So the topic that we're going to talk with you today is about the food security. Hang on, I will try to next slide. You cannot turn next slide. Could you turn to PowerPoint on the screen? Thank you very much. The agenda today I talk about the food security, and in the food security is I mentioned about the overview that what we understand what is the food security is. So in the beginning is consists of more a little bit academic sense and more text, okay? And you can share with us by typing on your keyboard or asking. You can even can stop me if you want to share, or you have any idea. You can share each other on your from your application scene and you type in. I think we should take these opportunities to sharing together with you all the country. It's not from me only. I think we can sharing and learn each other during our speaking or during sorry. Okay, I will hold on for a while and see we fix something on for the technical issue. Thank you.
audio is not clear.
Yes.
The voice is not clear.
Hello, hello, hello. Can I continue? Okay.
Yes, you may continue now because sound was not clear before, but now it's okay.
May we request to start
Okay.
the lecture from the beginning?
Okay.
Because we
Okay,
totally
let's
can-
continue. Okay, I'll go
Yeah,
back
thank
to
you
the
very much.
agenda again. I'm sorry for the technical issue. Just a moment. Now we are go back to the topic again. For the agenda today, I'm going to mention about the overview of food security. I walked through about a little bit academic sense, and a little bit, you can see more text, more than picture in the beginning. But after that, I'm talking about the Thailand case study and what we face about the COVID or pandemic that happened over the world. I think you are facing as well as us. And I will sharing with you how Thailand we deal with the first pandemic. Now we are second wave of the pandemic of COVID-19 that is much more harder than from the first time, but we are still make a little bit, the government or the public sector try to manage the COVID differently and let more people to can go back to work. And unfortunately, some of the democracy of us is impact of the daily life and lifestyle change. But I will focus on the food with the COVID situation here. And I was talking about the what the public solution and the strategic plan that the government have proposed before. It's like that what we did about the future food, what we did about the model of the BCG and the biotech and circular and green economies. And also we will look at for the sample of the one of the farmer, rice farmer in the northeast of Thailand, that he now very successful for to do the big farm in that location. That the location we call the province calledศรีสะเกษ province in the northeast Thailand. I mean in the northeast of Thailand. If you can see the map on the Google Earth, that you can see the province called ศรีสะเกษ. And the last topic I was saying about the solution of our United Nations and global solution. And I will give you some example of the project called the food waste of the feed at UN. And I will go for short for that. And we mentioned about the second one is Sustainable Development Goal or SDG that I think everyone may understand it, what the objective of this the project that we can sharing together. You can type in, and I have the guy in front of me that they look after the text that you are typing, and so we can share together, or I can mention about the ideas that you type during I'm speaking or during I sharing with you. Okay. I think today is the good day for everyone to can learn together again. So shall we start here now? Okay, I'll go. Okay, it's in the first part, I'm going to walk through about the introduction of the food securities. The food security is referred to the availability of food and one of access. The household must consider food secure when occupants do not live in a hunger, fear of starvation. That means how we can live without hungry, that's all. And in the Oxford Dictionary, they talking about the food security in the state of having reliable to access the sufficient quantities and how they would effort and nutrients of food. So the food security is exists when all people all the time and have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet their daily need and food preference for the active and healthy life. So this is the first definition, that introduction, that to let you know what is the food security. During my research for today, I found that the food security is about, like a social word, that is not depth in the food side. And we have to understand what is the food security together. So the second slide, I'm thinking about the idea of food security. Food security is the concept of food security. It consists of 4 pillars of food security. The first is, keyword is availability of food. The second is access to food. Third is utilization. And fourth is stability. The issue of the food security is the dimensional varies across country, social group, and time, and widespread of poverty is a major cause of food insecurity. So I will summarize. If we think about the food security, we have to know the keyword that availability, access, and utilization, and stability. If not consist of these 4, that have something wrong with our food security, that's all. This is the key point that we begin today, that we should know together. For the food available and food access and food use, that's used by the facet food security by World Health Organization. They keep the food available, food access, and food use. That's nearly the same. On the first, the keyword that have stabilities, but the WHO that have 3 words: food availability, food access, and food use. And what is the food availability? Is the quantity of the food that sufficient to the food on and consistent basics. And for the food access, that is sufficient resource, both economic and physical, to obtain appropriate food for the nutrients of diet. And third, we're talking about the food use, is the appropriate use based on the knowledge and basic nutrition and care, as well as adequate water and sanitation. So the keyword of 3 is the definition by the World Health Organization, that one organization is Food FAO, or the American Food FAO organization. He mentioned we should have another facet called stability as well. Stability is talking about the vulnerabilities to the food. That this keyword very important, that to mean that everyone you can have the food regularly, not lack the food and not without food, and that means food insecurities. Everyone hears my voice clearly? Do something, write something on your keyboard.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes, your sound is clear.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, you can speak as well. You can hear?
Yes, your sound is now clear. No problem. You can continue, please.
From Europe, Hungary, any one of you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, I see some of you now. Yeah, I saw the screen.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Sure, yes.
Okay. Okay, continue. Okay, I will go back to the slide again. Okay. For the next slide, I'm talking about the nutrition transition. In the utilization of energy, is a rich nutrients poor food and high in the fact of sweetened is enlarged in the developing world. Right now, like sugar, is happened for the many of nourished people, and it's like a nourished transition involved in the fat rise of obesity that the fat is getting fat. A diet relating to persistent disease worldwide is rooted in the process of the globalization. This is the information from Sheila Vias, long spelling if I try to spell her name. And the food is in the website is called researchgate.net publication. That the other perspective of the food security that we have to know that it's not only the 4 pillars that are mentioned. One of the guy that like a father of Green Revolution, Dr. Norman Ernest Borlaug. Food is the moral right of all who are born into the world. You can't build a peaceful world on an empty stomach and human misery. It's very clearly about the food. So another definition about the food security we can categorize as the when we all individuals consist of adequate and protected nutritious food to keep up sound and dynamic and sound and dynamic life. And World Bank characterized the food security as the access by all individuals and consistently to enough nourishment for a function and sound life. And another one is physical and monetary access and consistent to adequate, protected, nutritious and nourishment for individuals to meet their dietary need and food inclination for the functional and solid life. So we learn a lot about the definition of the food security a lot. And I would like to share with you for the next slide about the food system. And now we go in depth about a little bit for how the food system is going on. And right now, as we know that in the food system, we are in now the food system. You see, it consists of the ecosystem of the food system. The first on your left-hand side, and you see the model is economic driver. That means food have urbanization, they have market, they have liberalization, they have foreign direct investment increase and income. That they, like in Thailand or every country that we have sell the food as the economic driver. So food is very important. Like in Thailand, we are export the biggest market for the tuna can. And we have a very small amount of the tuna in Thailand, but we export tuna can a lot. We have the huge companies that are doing industry in the tuna can a lot. And so while we have labor from neighbor country, like in Myanmar country, that to work in the area that if we call Samut Sakhon province, nearby the Bangkok to the south a little bit, okay. And the second driver is a social driver. A social driver, we have rural, urban, and migration, and also we have employment of women and sedentary lifestyle. That I'm saying that we have the various the people that come to work with us or work with in the food system. So what is changes in the food system It's about the the food supply. Food production is intensive agriculture and long product shelf life. If you see in the supermarket now, the lifestyle changed a lot. It's changed because the innovation. Like food innovation now, you can see lifestyle of the people. When the innovation like a technology is when they have like a microwave at home, the lifestyle at home is changed. And we can see during the pandemic, many people buy frozen food and in a pack in the supermarket and bring it home and use the heat of microwave and eat instantly, like a ready-to-eat food package. That's now very famous in Thailand, and our dear neighbor also all over Thailand. They have everybody have refrigerator, and they have microwave, and electric applicant is now very cheap now. So everybody have the microwave machine at home. Also, the fourth one is talking about the diet. And conversion of diet is the effort, the abilities of drive the food choice, increase intake of fat and sugar and salt. See, and for the diet, we have I mentioned about before that obesity is one of the point that everybody caring is about the fat, too much fat, and it's about the food security. Some is too salty also. In like is in the food that sell in the supermarket. Some is too salty, and the drink or is too sweet. Yeah, so many things about the food that we have to concern about. It's about the food security topic. So now, in the change of the status towards the overweight and obesity, it rapidly increased the rate and of non-communicable disease and increased the social inequalities, loss of biodiversity, and all the word is my more academic sense, and I will talk easier that the lifestyle of the people that they consume the food or the products from the various type that put too much salty, put too much sugar, put too much, like to carbohydrate. They consume too much carbohydrate or too oily, and to make it. We have to save our our life and our lifestyle of life. It's all impact to all the food security as well. So the FAO recent report for the Food Agricultural Organization in United States that state that hang on, and try to move the next one. Okay, the food security in nutrition in the world 2020 that specifics trigger the problem of the food insecurity in the recent trend. See that everybody have start and worry about the food security. Like we have mentioned today, the food security is very important during the pandemic, and they worry about how the production. They worry how to access the food, worrying about how availability is that I mentioned, and worry about how the stability. And this report states that how there has been a continuous significantly downward shift in the number of undernourished people all around the world. And the report is further took a step forward by accessing the food security and nutrition in upcoming world, and state that if the trend of rise in hunger affect people continually, then the target to achieve zero hunger by 2030. You see, we have the FAO in United States. They have the very important goal that for the next 10 years. Now, this year is 2021 now already. And so we focus for the continuous to achieve the zero hunger. I will talk later that what is Sri Lanka. That means we prevent no one to let hunger on that year. So are you there, everybody? I'm going too fast or not?
I think it's good.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
okay.
So the next of the FAO report and say that about the amount of the people is about the 690 million people are found still remain hungry. And ultimately that 8.9 of the world population, keep in mind that approximately 10 million people are adding up to the list every year. And approximately 60 million together in 5 years. The majority of the world undernourished people are still found in Asia. I'm thinking that approximately by 381 million, and Africa in the penultimate continent, with the number of the impoverished people are growing at the faster rate, which is approximately more than 250 million. So that the huge amount of the people that instilling hunger. And another measure in the determinant of hunger is severe food insecurity index, and showing that the increased trend approximately the 10 people of the world that adequate for approximately 750 million people in year 2019, and were out of the limb at the severe level of the food scarcity. Even in the year 2019, take a note for all the people that impact by food security and moderate the severe level, estimate by the 2 billion of the people did not regular the proper access to nutritious and sufficient food. So if you see that, I will bring you to the food security index, and it's quite small, but I kept the screen from the food security index .eiu.com.index. And you can see carefully that the ranking #1 is Singapore in Asia. Do we have any friend from Singapore here? No, okay. And the second is Ireland, and third is United States, and the fourth is Switzerland, and 5 Finland, and Norway, Sweden, Canada, Netherlands, Austria, Germany, yeah. And 12 is Australia. I will spend some time here in this slide that you can see at, but the score is not far away from each other. Like #1 is you see score like affordability, like in Singapore, and the #1 is affordability is 95.4, and availability is 83. And the quantity and safety is 79.4. So this one I can rank about the 11 ranking for the food security index. That for information that we should to know for our country as well. Even in Thailand, I cannot see in the food security index here. I don't know why, but I know that maybe the ranking below here. So I will take you, this is my idea. I'm thinking about the ecosystem impact to the food security. This is my own idea. I'm thinking about the 3 things that very quickly to think about the ecosystem impact to the food security. The first is like environment change. The second is war. A third is pandemic. That to the impacts of our life, our environment, our ecosystem. Why? Environment change is related to like the climate change is more salty now, like a salty of the sea, and impact to the water that we drinking is will impact to the environment of the the fish or what we eat in the sea, and also war definitely. that is destroy infrastructure and impact many things. It's also impact to the food security. And when have war, we have to stock the food for the war, for the soldier, that it happened. And that so face a lot. We have to thinking about how to create the food that for, live longer, to limitation of the sharing the food together. And the last, now we are faced with the pandemic. Even now, we live with the COVID-19 about a year now. I think it's a year from Wuhan, China, from the beginning last year, remember. And the name of the COVID-19 is 2019. That is begin on that year. I remember that year during New Year Eve, I spent traveling at Vietnam and Cambodia there that time, and to see something. And we heard the news, but I think it is like a flu, normal flu. But when I came back to Bangkok again, I found that I know the news. I searched the research. I found that they more dangerous than I'm thinking. And around the February, I heard the news from the China that have so many people was locked down in the city. I think it's not easy now. It's happened in China. It may infect to another country as well. So I will go to the next topic about the food security of and COVID-19. You see this picture, what are you thinking? Everywhere mask. Even today, I also have a mask. Everybody wear a mask. Yeah, behind the scene, everybody work with me. We have a mask like this. Same, we do the same. Even this guy that he with the camera, he have mask. And also, I think everybody have to save yourself. In Thailand, we have the one word, "Kaat ya tok," or you have to raise your hand. It's like a boxer, and that means we have to be careful ourselves and protect ourselves to each other, and we have be careful about the length of distancing each other, very important. And also, COVID and very painful for us, and lockdown us, and we cannot close to each other. We like today that we face now that I can talk to you anytime, and but it's good. We learn something new. Here, actually, we are in the building that we arranged for the training course, like 300 people sitting in the room, this big room. But now we can talk to you over the world and to the different countries via the Zoom application, and the technologies and internet help us to learn together. It's my honor today. And the next slide, I'm talking about the Bloomberg study for 17 development market look at for the lockdown index. This one is lockdown index. If you can see, this one is information around December 10, okay? Since Thailand passed the first lockdown, and you can see lockdown index of Thailand that time is 8.4. It's like good. And you can see that GDP growth of Thailand that time, we are at the 3.9%. And also the current account for the GDP is 3.1 for Thailand. And as you see, the 2021 is the fiscal balance. GDP is minus 4.9%. And you can look through with me for your country. I see Hungary at your audience here. Your country is the ranking number 6. Okay, I won't speak out loud. you can read by yourself on the screen. Can you see that? Yeah. And also some country. Yeah. That, but you know, in Thailand now it's a second wave, and this figure is not related to the current that much. But I hunger to see the current index as well. I'm not sure because I prepared this slide before a month before I'm speaking here. So it's very interesting that it will impact to our life and our, you know, of the lockdown is in the become to very important that to us to understand that the situation of the pandemic for the lockdown that happened. Mostly they worry about what they worry about, you know, so many things like food, like how they go out and eating in restaurant, and how they will spend their life, you know, in the society or in many places closed, and how we can be order the food, how can do arrange ourselves for to still have a normal life in new normal. So I go to next slide. Now we facing unprecedented hunger crisis here. Why? See, so many food they starting to more sharing as well, and also we facing how we can live together in the society. We have experience in Thailand also. The picture will come along. And the hunger is going crisis in US and around the world. This proportionist about of the people coloring line of the food bank is took everybody worry about where to eat, and also some people that they was locked down, and some they couldn't, you know, buy the food normally. But thank you for the new technology now. We can order the food, you know, from by telephone or by application, and the food will be sent up in front of the door that we can eat. COVID-19 is could double the number of the people experiencing food insecurity globally. This is forecasted. I'm thinking we are found the COVID the total in fact recently I think 99 million people in the world is the infect of the COVID-19 already. And the food bank is struggling to meet the demand of the pandemic worsen. Mutual aid organization, hyper-local communities-based network in the community need our support. This is one from the paper called Bold Action for the Food as the Force for Good. I think everybody try to worry about the idea of these people saying that I'm summarized for you, and but we have to think about it. It may happen. I know from my friend that they live in Europe that say that the situation is bad. But anyway, well, now we already have vaccine from the various the medical company that let inject to the people in the world. And also in Thailand, we're going to inject around on the February for the first lot for the officials, for the medical officials, people that working in the hospital, like in doctor or nurse or officer that work with the patient. That's good news as well, and we have to continue to live with the COVID during the time. I hope that everybody at home or at your country will save, or your family will save from the COVID as well. I see more about the American stock up the food as the COVID concern rise. year-over-year sales growth and no perishable food item in US. You can see the statistic of the food that they have stock. The first one is the powder milk products. It's around 84.4%. And the second is dry bean, it's about 36.9. And third is the canned meat for 31.8. And chickpea, pea, and rice, tuna, and black bean, and pasta. Source from Nielsen Retail Measurement Service. See, we found that everybody stocked the food. And what about you? You stock the food at home? Me too. I'm stocked as well at home for like, we may don't know that we infect the COVID or not. And the real question everybody asks yourself, am I get a COVID or not? And we have to prepare the food at home. We have to prepare as was quarantine, and like a 2 weeks we have to stay at home. If we get the blood check or the check that we get a COVID in my body. So the quarantine, the period is in Thailand is 2 weeks. I saw one picture that like a video from that my nephew in Statfield in Sydney that sent me to this morning. They showed me the video in Thailand that at the airport. I mean, from the alien from the other country or Thai people that live in the other country, they arrive Bangkok at the airport, and we have very strictly checked for the disease, for the COVID. We enter to the country at the airport. A very strong, try to check whether that anyone get the COVID or the high temperature, and everyone have to quarantine. I think it's happened. What about your guys there in your country thinking about it, that we get the quarantine easier? So we have to prepare. But in case of the tourists or alien from the other country or Thai people that live in the other country, then when they enter the country, they have the quarantine for 14 years. The government to prepare the food and the quarantine paste for them, and provide the food to stay for 2 weeks. And after that, they recheck to make the confidential that they not get the disease or COVID is gone. So they can free to go back home and stay with their family. So Consumer Report, the new publication, such as the thing, they say that 1 in 5 Americans has now turned to a food pantry, food bank, community food distribution at some point since pandemic began. A 50% increase. See, 50% increase is, and almost 10% parents with children under 5 years age reported high rate of the very high food insecurities. That has happened. So we have to think about if family or communities have young children, we have to make sure that everybody get food enough. And these are certain ideas from the food security. Not too not too exciting, but prepare is better. It's better for the young kid that at home, and also the elder people at home. But some elder people, they cannot eat like normal like us, because the food is more more smaller and difficult to eat for them, and we have to cook special for them. Also, we have to prepare. Also, the medicine during pandemic is difficult. If what lockdown or if you found the quarantine, that easy for elder people and the kid, and it's good luck. It's not easy to infect to the young kid. This one show you the next slide. Next slide, okay. This one is, I'll show the picture that of the food system in the COVID era or the pandemic crisis. I will let's start from the left first. Yeah, okay. Can you see it's too small or not? It's the food security within the population lockdown. It's the two concerns. First is the food security within the population lockdown. And on your right hand is the food safety within pandemic crisis. Yeah, two issues very important. When on your left hand side is food security. Now we know that how availability, how access, how stability that I mentioned in the like a 4 pillar before, or the definition of the FAO before. So the food security in the population lockdown very important. If more lockdown, people cannot go shopping, cannot grow the plant, cannot get the food raw material to go back the food because there was lockdown. So why that I mentioned why we have to stock. This is the food system in the era of the COVID-19. And your right hand side is about the food safety within the pandemic crisis. That many ideas we have found, like we worry about the food can contaminate to our body or not. Are we safe that to buy the food in the market that is contaminated of the COVID-19 or not? I think these two main topic that we worry about the food system in the era of COVID-19. And also in the top that you can see the bioactive ingredient support human health. This one very interesting. It's like in Thailand, we try to find like some herb that can kill the not kill CURE. Can we protect against the COVID-19 or not? To raise the antibodies for the good health to protect against COVID-19. And they have some herb in Thailand that I'm not know the name of the technical term, but in Thailand we call Fa Thalai Jon, and another one is called Khamin Khao, and they have some technically. I will find out if you want to know. I will find out the name of the technical name that the herb is grown in Thailand. That the doctor recommend. We have the Thai doctor. I mean the Thai economic doctor that they studying about the herb from the past in the past of Thailand, and they have now to be the course in Thailand as well that learn how to but it's not like vaccine, but it's can eat, and we eat is like medicine. We eat food like medicine, and all the herb is about this is about ingredient also. They put it all to make our body immune system is stronger, and actually we can reduce the symptom. If you see the case in Thailand of the people that get the COVID, and they getting better, and by maybe because of they strong enough to put like a healing themselves, and their body is create the antibodies, and COVID is at the low level, and we have blood check, everything is going fine. They're going to back home. Yeah, many percent of it. And the last one, and in the bottom, you see that the sustainability of the food system in the new era. This is like an ultimate goal for everybody that we are worried about that how we can get that sustainability of the food system, because everybody in the wrong one is still, if COVID is still, or everybody was locked down longer. How can we do the sustainability in the food system? Even in Thailand, we found in Samut Sakhon, that area that produce a lot of the seafood. And the labor there is mostly from Myanmar. And Myanmar, the labor there is infect the COVID. And this province is what locked down in the big area in that province. And yesterday we found another for 900 people more infected in that area. And the markets there, in the seafood there, the big market seafood that the market is for distribute to over Thailand of the seafood market to over Thailand was closed. Even the government officers of that province, he get the COVID, and now he in hospital. That everybody worry him also. So the sustainability is very important. If some lockdown is longer, it may impact to sustainability. So this one is the big picture of the food system in the coronavirus. And this one is very interesting. It's by, this model is wrote by Chris Kalanakis. Yeah. If you want to see more, you can search his name in the paper and see more. It's like a beginning that we learn together that we should to know that what we have to worry about, and we have to concern it. Is most of the not only the food security and the food safety, but he looked at the long term of the sustainabilities in food system as well. Absolutely, in the food system is not only, I'm saying the food, but it's about the raw material, about the many things, about the supply chain, about the global supply chain, and also that we have to preparing for it. So I'm thinking here is before today we have the session that you stop by. About the 2 or 3 slides, I will stop for this morning session, and we have the Q&A before I stop. Okay. So I will go to the first lockdown first, and after that I will break for a while and coming back again for the second lockdown of Thailand. But the first lockdown, I'm sharing with you about the first lockdown of the COVID-19 and what we're talking about, the first lockdown and what we did or what we learned from the experience for the food system in Thailand. In the first lockdown, the government that time we have curfew, and like in Bangkok over Thailand have curfew, and inter provinces traveling was banned. We cannot traveling, and we cannot go out. And for the convenience store is open, supermarket open for the food section only, but the other section they are closed. In this sense, we can know that we can buy the food. And what they did for the first lockdown, everybody stay home mostly, and very few to go out, like doctor or the officials of the government can go out. If anybody want to go away to go outside, they have to show the evidence that you have very necessary to go. In that time, I analyzed as the food securities as the available access, utilization, and stability is still okay that time. But it's not that convenient, but it's okay. But everybody used to, to buy the frozen food from the convenience store and bring back to put in stock in the refrigerator. And we buy, like tuna can and food in can a lot. We buy rice, like 10 kilo, 5 kilo, and stock at home, and we cook. We learn to cook. And one thing very so funny happened, you know, the air fryer. And that time air fryer very famous in Thailand also. They have a woman, she's created a Facebook page called Air Fryer. We will fat together. It's so funny, huh? They put right in Thai, we are fat together with the air fryer. And every day they have the more and more member to click and to apply for the to be a friend in this group. And found that they cook from home by using air fryer, various brand. I won't mention about the brand, but the various food, like Thai food, like chip, like do many things about it. This happened. Everybody shared the picture during lockdown, and it seemed to be that everybody enjoy to cook by air fryer. I found that that time is like a chance for that electric compliance that to use at home and during COVID. I'll see you another picture. One thing that we found that people sharing the food, sharing stuff to each other. Like this one show that you can take what you need. Are there any things like this in your country during the first lockdown? For first lockdown in Thailand that time last year. I will show you more of the picture. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. This is in Thailand. We call happy sharing cabinet. Yeah. We have the phenomenon like this. We have sharing cabinet, and we share the food. We share the canned food, and we call in Thai tu pan suk, or happiness sharing cabinet. And everybody they're sharing the food, and somebody will put the food in the cabinet, and let the people to pick it up for enough. But they have some people, you know, and in the morning they come to put the food and carry around and take the bag. It's just a moment, it's gone. You know, just a moment, food is gone. It's happened. And I saw the people do the different thing. They go to the restaurant and order the food, like 100 box of the fried rice, or the 100 box of the noodle, and they sharing the he buy the food at the restaurant, but everybody go to the restaurant, they can get for free. You know what I mean? It's like order beer in the bar, you know, like something like that. But they go to a restaurant and somebody buy the food for everyone, like 100 box of food. And when the people go there, they can take one to eat. No one hunger in Thailand that time. I think it's a very good culture, and that happened. And this one is very good thing for Thailand, that we have the sharing cabinet together. Okay, I'm thinking we should to stop now. Before I stop, I would like to the audience here, you can share with me for what happened in your country for the first pandemic of the COVID. I think Kun Charlie will help me to sharing with the audience today. Okay, please. Please feel free to share with me, okay?
So anyone would like to have the sharing experience, or or you have any questions or any ideas about the food security that our lecturer already mentioned in the early morning for the introduction of the food security and impact of food security and the outbreak of the COVID-19 that is impact for the food that we have to eat every day. And in the next lecture at 1 o'clock in Thailand, so it's 2 hours later on. There will be the continuous lecture for food security by Thailand policy in order to we maintain how we could provide enough food for our people not to be hunger. Anyone from the participants around the world would like to share, or you have any questions or any experience that you related in the food security item? You can click on raise your hand in the application Zoom. So our administration will allow you to speak on your microphone. Are you sleepy now, or you already obtained a lot of information that we already deliver to your Zoom application? Seems that every people, I see from the chat message, thanks, interesting. I see. Any Asian country would like to share the ideas about the food security during the outbreak of the COVID-19? I saw our friends from nearby neighboring countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, or Philippines, that we are ASEAN country. Maybe you can have some idea or experience on food security during the COVID-19 outbreak. Or any people in our Zoom application in this online training course would like to share? I see your face smiling. But I didn't hear any voice of any participant, even except in the early morning that we introduced ourselves.
Even we far away, but we closer.
We begin to create the communication community by the Facebook fan page that we will type in the text message. So you can apply by press the like button or share your experience or any activities that related to the our training course or any activities by the AITC. We appreciate for your kind cooperation in that. If there is no any questions or any ideas about the food security, so it means that you already have got the information that obtained from our lecture in the lecture 1 on food security. The next session will start 2 hours later on from now, so it will be 1 p.m. in Thailand. During this time, you can have the short break for a while, and we will meet with you again in the next session on the lecture 2. We will continue on the topic of the food security. To be with us again with Dr. Vichian with us. Okay, see you later on in 2 hours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you at afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.